Hey guys, hot right off, I don't know how to say it, but I'm basically, immediately after I finished the last episode, I'm recording the next one. So the last episode hasn't even been uploaded yet. But I will upload that one first. If you haven't seen the first part, I meant, not first episode. But if you haven't seen part 1 of 6 years after Freddy's, I demand that you do that first. I'm just kidding, but it's highly recommended. Well, anyways. So, last time we were talking about technical aspects of Five Nights at Freddy's. Now we're talking about the lore. Now, this episode will probably be shorter than the last part. But, let's get started. In the first game, I know that it's been confirmed that the animatronics have a free roaming mode at nighttime for some reason. I don't remember why, but if they see you, they're going to think you're an endoskeleton, and they're going to try to stuff you into a suit. We all know that. But, guys, this game takes place in 1987, I think. More on dates later. But for the late 80s, and even today, there's no such thing as a machine that can think for itself. Like, computers don't have brains right now. Especially back in the 80s. Like, the technology sucked back then. Think about it. So, okay, hold on a sec. If you're an expert at the FNaF lore, then you'll know that the Freddy Fazbear's was built on the land that was the scene of 5 children getting murdered. So what I think is going on here is that the ghosts of the children are taking control of the animatronics. Because like I just said, 80s, no such thing as robots that can have their own personal, like, have their own minds. There is no free roaming mode in the 80s, and probably still isn't today in 2021. But the ghosts, where are they when it's daytime and the kids there's living kids there? Well, probably just roaming around. Like, I believe in ghosts in real life, so they'll probably just do whatever ghosts do. And who knows, they might have caught up on camera by now, but that's not the point. At nighttime, when there's only one person there instead of a bunch of people, then that's when they decide to take control of the animatronics. Now, what I don't understand is that if there were 5 ghosts, because, 5 children were killed, if there's 5 ghosts and 4 animatronics, then what's that 5th ghost doing? I mean, it can't be Golden Freddy because he's an Easter egg, and I think he's an illusion to the Night Guard. He's not actually there. So maybe it is Golden Freddy. No, I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the 5th soul has been put to peace by now. Who knows? All right. Now, what is this Bite of 87 crap? This only confirms that Five Nights at Freddy's 1 takes place before the second game, like any other normal series would. It's not FNaF 2 is not a prequel. It's called 2, so it's going to be coming after the first one. I mean, I know that's not always the case, but you know what I mean. So, Was the Bite of 87 confirmed by Scott Cawthon, or is it something that the fans came up with? Don't ask me, but either way, it was Freddy that caused it, not Foxy like a lot of people think. What's the story? Well, an animatronic malfunctioned and bit a kid, and I don't know if that kid died, because if it did, that would make a 6th ghost in the place, which is already too much, but I digress. Unless that 5th ghost was already at, in the other side. But who cares? So there's even proof, because if you look closely at Freddy's face, you can see that there's a little handprint of a child dented into the metal that he's made out of. So I almost guaranteed you it was Freddy. Now, about when these games take place. A lot of people, and Google itself says that the first game takes place in 1993 and the second game takes place in 1987, so a reversal. But like I just said, no. Because anyone with a brain will know that it's the reverse of that, because the old animatronics from this Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the withered ones, withered Freddy, withered Chico, withered Bonnie, whatever, and withered Foxy, they look exactly the same as they did in the first game. And the toy animatronics look completely new. They look, or at least newer, because 1993 is not new by any stretch of the imagination. So, also, the in-game voicemail was like saying that I want you to forget anything you might have heard about the old location. So who came up with those statistics? Look, man, I know in the last episode I said that these games were flawed, but if the reason that people are caring about them at all is because of the lore, you gotta at least make sure that the lore is correct as well. Because, I don't know. I know this episode was a lot shorter than the last one, and you know what? I don't know if I could have squeezed this into the first part. Let's probably not do that just to be safe, but I don't have that much else to talk about. But like I said in the last part, I don't know that much about FNaF 3 or 4. But we're not going to talk about the plot of those games. What I believe is going on in the third game and maybe the fourth game is that, let's start with the third game. It takes place in the year 2023, which is only 2 years from now. So, and I don't know, maybe they're just relics, like the animatronics they used back in the 80s and 90s, they're selling them for like a contest or whatever. And what I think the fourth game is doing is that some kid won the contest and got to keep the animatronics for himself, but the ghosts are still in the animatronics. So this makes sense. What order do these games go in when we're talking about the time they take place in? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that, as simple as that. It's not 4, 2, 1, 3. No. It's the basic things that even the most small, even a toddler knows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Toddlers know that order. I know toddlers don't know anything about FNaF, but I digress. Now, we're almost done here, but the third game still uses the same technology that they used in the 80s and 90s. Make of that what you will. Like, it's only 2 years from now. I would expect there to still be some issues with technology. There's probably still going to be lagging. There's probably going to be some places that still have electrical problems, but the technology doesn't look that much different than the freaking other games. Lack of attention to detail. He's made so much money off this crap, and yet it's not that good. Well, anyways, I'll let you be the judge of that. But I'm finally glad to be done with this 2-part series, and I will see you guys in the episode, which will hopefully be a one-timer. So yeah, goodbye.